Hello and welcome to another episode of the Photoshop series. If you are new to this channel, please like, share and subscribe. In our previous lessons, we've talked about how to create background with solid ingredient colors and also how to add images to your background. Today we are going to learn about how to add shapes to our background. Shapes helps our work to become very beautiful, and we are going to explore with the various shapes that we have in the Photoshop software. So quickly we are going to move over to this pane to you go down to locate this circle or oval icon. This is the ellipse tool, and with this ellipse tool, this is where all our pre-installed shapes are. So right now what we see on our screen is our ellipse tool, but we don't want to start with that. We want to exploit all the other shapes that we have in the software. So what we are going to do is that we are going to right click with your mouse. You right click on the tool and you are going to see options with various kind of shapes. So we have the rectangle tool, we have the ellipse tool, triangle, polygon tool and the line tool. Yes, so let's explore the rectangle tool first. So I'm going to select the rectangle tool. Then you come to our workspace, you hold and drag to create your beautiful rectangle shape. So by default it's going to pick any color, mostly white or black. So now let's look at how to make changes to our our rectangle that we've just drawn on our workspace. So now we head over to the properties. If you have been following our lesson, you know that whenever you add something to your workspace, when you come to the properties pane, you are going to see how you can transform the various ways that you can transform that shape or that item that you've added to your workspace. So now let's head over to the properties, and the first thing we have here, we have the transform. The transform has to do with the sizes. So if you try to manipulate them, you are going to see that we can enlarge the rectangle and we can also minimize or make it very small. So that is that for the transform. Now let's move on to one important part, that is the appearance. So the appearance basically tells how the shapes looks like, and the first one we have the fill. The fill has to do with the color. So we click on the fill and we have various colors here. So let me select one. Immediately you see that the color has reflected in our shape. You can choose any color of your choice depending on what you are doing. So we have just some few colors here, but if you want to select more, want to use any different type, you head over to this box over here, you click the color picker, and then I believe you are now familiar with this window. So use the slider, you select the color you want, you hit OK, then you have the color here. So that is that for the fill. The next item that we have is the stroke. The stroke has to do with the borders of the shape. The borders of the shape. So when you select the stroke, you can choose how you want the border to be. Currently the border is at 1 pixel and the color is black. It's very small, so we cannot see. So I'm going to increase the stroke size to, let's say, 21, then we can see. So this is the color of the stroke, that is black. So you see, gives the borders of the shape different colors. So let's choose another color for the stroke. So select stroke, let's select maybe yellow. Yes, or we can select any color. You can select any color that you want. As I've said earlier, if the color is not available in the recently used colors, you can choose the color picker, then you scroll to any color, choose any color that you want depending on what you are doing. So that is the stroke. You can increase it to, let's say, yes, any number that you want. It all depends on what you are doing. Okay, so as we continue now, let's move on to this pane. So now here has to do with the edges of the shape. So right now we have 0 pixel 000 for all the edges. So if you want to, that is the border radius. If you want to want a curved edge, you can use this pane. And you see this box or a chain like icon here, it means that all these edges has been clipped together, or has been they have bind all the edges together. So when you make changes to one of them, it affects the other 3 as well. So let's try that. So now currently it's 0 pixels 0 pixels 0 pixels. So I'm going to hold and drag it forward to, let's say, 16 pixels, and you see that all the others has changed. So now we can see a bit of curved edge around our shape. So let me increase it to, let's say, 113. Then we have something like this. Let me reduce the stroke so that you can see it very well. Okay, so you can increase that one to any number that you want. Yes, so you can create something like this in your workspace. Then also let me take it back to 0, and now let's see something. So when you click on this icon here, it's going to unlock all the parts so that you can make changes to them individually. So let me click on that. Then you see it's deactivated. So now I want to make changes to the edge of the top right corner only. So I'll hold on that and I'll drag to one, and you see that we have that curved edge only at the top right corner. So you can increase it more. Yes, so you have it just at the top right corner. You can also come to the bottom left corner. You can also make changes. Yes, you have something like this. So basically these are some of the things that you can do with the shape 2. So now I'm going to delete this one from the layers panel, and we are going to create another shape. So now let's look at, right click, we have the ellipse 2, which is more or less like a circle. So you can draw that, and after that you can also come to this property to make changes. It's the same for all the shapes. You can make changes to the colors, the stroke, and everything, as we did with the rectangle too. But one thing that I want to show you about this ellipse 2 is that, when you want to create, let's say, a circle, using your free hand, sometimes you can create something like this. This is not a circle, but something more of an oval shape. Yes, so using your free hand, it will be very difficult to create a perfect circle. But to do that, to create a very perfect circle, what you have to do is to hold Shift on your keyboard, then drag as you draw the circle. That way it's going to create a very perfect circle. Yes, so now we have a very perfect circle. So whenever you want to draw a perfect circle, make sure you hold down the Shift key on your keyboard before you hold and drag to create your shape. So now we also have, let's see, now we are done with the ellipse, triangle 2. So with that one too, you can just create a triangle shape. Yes, in this series I've taken my time to teach you the tools one by one, so that after everything we are going to take our first project and we are going to pick things that we learned one by one to create a very beautiful design. But in the meantime, you can continue to explore the other shapes that we have in the shape 2. See you in the next lesson. If you have any question, drop a comment and I'll address that. Thank you.